All right, well, good morning, everybody, and thanks for being here. And since our microphone system is not working as well as we hoped, I'm going to try to talk as loudly as possible and encourage our other presenters to do the same. And I apologize for that. But again, thanks for being here, and I'll introduce myself more fully in just a moment. But we'd like to start with a Lakota blessing from Pat Janice, medicine man from Pine Ridge. Pat? Do you want it? You want to try it?
Oh yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, but it's not very loud.
Okay. Amitako yepi. Champaglo hamani himielo. I guess I'll just not use this. My English name is Patrick Janice. I'm from Pine Ridge. And my Lakota name, my real name is Champaglo hamani. It means walks with choke cherries. In other words, it's an old name. Walks with medicine, which the choke cherry was to us. And I was asked to come and say a prayer here today for the future of our people and in cooperation with the Park Service, working relationship with them. And so at this time I will say a prayer that everything goes good and that there's a lot of good opportunities for our people in the future. Tokanshila na ate wakantanka hate atopa na inamaka ina ichela wakia oyate na wakia treha kola mita ichela wakia woksape wakia woglake wakia kiklega champaglo hamani himielo. Tokanshila, we ask that you bless us this day, and I thank you for this rain that you have given us. We haven't seen it in a long time. And we pray that the future would be good for our people. We pray that what is happening here can educate the nation, can educate whoever comes here about who we really are, and that we're still here. And we thank you for this day, and we pray that everything goes good.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. My name is Mike Flom, and I work here at Badlands National Park as Park Superintendent. I've been here for 6 years. This is an incredible park, but most of you are either from around here or have visited before, and so you already know that. This is an exciting day for the park. Because we're taking a major next step toward a proposed new visitor center for this incredible place. And so I'm privileged to be able to introduce the folks who are going to say a few words here, and I'm going to introduce them in the order in which they will speak, with one exception, which is at the end I'm going to introduce the first speaker. So we have here with us today Jason Corzine, Vice President from the National Park Foundation. Bert Frost, our National Park Service Regional Director from Omaha. Sam Benny, who's the President of the Board of Directors of the Badlands Natural History Association from our local area. Randy Seiler is the President of the Board for the Badlands National Park Conservancy, and Randy's out of Fort Pierre. Angela Coonan is from the Oglala Sioux tribe, the cultural liaison for the President's office. And Jim Hagan is the Secretary of Tourism for the state of South Dakota. And they will all be saying a few words in that order in a few minutes. But first, or next, I'm privileged to be able to introduce Walter Panzir, and Walter is a trustee for the Helmsley Charitable Trust, who is going to make a major announcement for a charitable gift for the park and our proposed new visitor center. So Walter, thank you for being here. Thanks for what you and the trust are doing for our park, and we invite you to have a few words.
Well, thank you so much. It's so great to be back in western South Dakota today. Even though we have the rain, but the rain is so welcomed since it's been so dry for so long here. Today I'm proud to announce that the Helmsley Charitable Trust is donating $3.3 million to be the lead gift towards the new visitor center at Badlands National Park. We are so excited to join this partnership because this park, their visitor center, is older. It was built in the late 50s, early 60s, and majorly needs renovation to be to ADA standards and also share the treasure of Badlands National Park. There are so many visitors that come to Badlands National Park this year, so the new visitor center will be able to accommodate them and tell the story of Badlands National Park and tell the story of the Native American culture as well. A little bit about the Helmsley Charitable Trust. Our conservation program has donated over $18 million to state and national parks in our upper Midwestern area. We're very much involved with the parks and outdoors because we believe that as a healthcare foundation, that the most important thing is to cherish the outdoors and go outside and to be healthy and encourage people to hike and enjoy the outdoors. It's all part of health. This can't be done without all of our partners. We're going to have such an incredible local match come in and local partners come in. This isn't just a Helmsley project, this is a complete community project. Whether it's state partnerships with state tourism, the Badlands Park Foundation, the National Park Foundation, we are going to be one of many donors to make this vision a reality. And thank you again so much for today.
Thank you, Walter. Greetings. First off, I would like to acknowledge our opening prayer. Thank you for that, very special. And to also recognize this moisture, which we oftentimes take for granted in this new climate of ours. And let me be honest with you, after spending a year and a half behind a computer with all my meetings in Zoom, I'll take this. I can deal with this, so thank you. Jason Corzine, National Park Foundation, based out of Denver, Colorado. I have my colleague Alyssa in the audience, representing from Washington, D.C. As Walter mentioned, we are here to recognize this lead investment from the Helmsley Charitable Trust. We also want to recognize the role of strong private and public partnerships on projects such as this that we are kicking off today. They are critical to enhancing the visitor experience in our national parks. For more than a century, the national parks have done a tremendous job of managing our parks and our public lands. But we look at this, that the parks has never been the work of the government alone. It takes community leaders, and it takes partnerships to move the needle on very important projects such as the one we are announcing. With every generation, we see leaders coming forth, naturalists, environmentalists, community leaders, philanthropists, to help us achieve projects that enhance the visitor experience, preserve culture, and preserve natural resources. Foundations, corporations, they all put money into our national parks. But the nexus, the magic, is when the leadership from the community and the people connected to the park also come in to join us in these projects. This is your backyard. This is your space. You have a role in helping to preserve and protect this. Philanthropy plays a critical role. The community plays an even more important role. The National Park Foundation considers himself a convener, a catalyst, a way to bring philanthropic dollars to the table that leverage federal dollars for the greater good. The more money, the better. And so these partnerships with Helmsley, with the Conservancy, with the Natural History Association. They are critical to getting projects like this done. They are critical to leveraging the federal dollar to make the dollar go further and to have the biggest impact possible. The National Park Foundation is a national philanthropic arm to the Park Service. We raise the philanthropic dollar that helps get the project done, but we do not do it alone. These partnerships are essential to everything we do and for us moving forward on these projects. Today, in this exciting backdrop around us, we are announcing this incredible public-private partnership to propose a new world-class visitor center for Badlands National Park, one that will provide a high-quality visitor experience, one that will help preserve the resources of this park, one that will help preserve the geology of this park, but more importantly, one that will help preserve and interpret the history, the culture, heritage of the Sioux Nation and the Lakota people the way it should be interpreted. This is a striking landscape with a striking people and a striking community behind it. This new visitor center will deliver that new opportunity to tell interpretation, cultural heritage at its forefront. Indigenous communities and tribes who call this region home will be highlighted. As Walter mentioned, you can see every year the increase in visitation that is coming to our national parks. Badlands is tremendously inching up year by year in the visitation, and that's a good thing, but with that comes stressors and opportunities to address that. And so this is our moment in time to help move beyond Mission 66 and move into a new 21st century visitor experience that helps with interpretation and the ability to tell the story of the people and the region in this park. We look forward to working closely with everybody up here today on this stage. This is just kicking off an exciting project, and it will have challenges, but we will get through them. This will be an outstanding achievement, and we will be back here to announce this new visitor center and a success and a completion of that project. This will be a conservation and community achievement for everybody. Thank you for inviting us to Badlands. We appreciate the warm welcome. Rain notwithstanding, we like it all. So next, Bert, I'll kick it over to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. What a beautiful day in South Dakota, isn't it? I tell you, any day that you're in a park is a better day than being anyplace else. This is one of the few perks of my job is getting out to be able to visit parks and to celebrate events like today. I just like to start off by saying, first I'd like to thank Angela from the Ogallala Sioux Tribe. Thank Walter from the Walter Panzir from the Helmsley National Trust. The Helmsley Charitable Trust. Sorry, I'm having a hard time today here. Jason Corzine for the National Park Foundation, and Jim Hagan from the state of South Dakota, and Randy and Sam from the local partners here at the park. I also want to recognize the park staff. The reason we're not completely soaked today is because Mike pulled a rabbit out of the hat with his maintenance crew. We're able to throw these tents up at the last minute in order to be able to continue to have this event outside, and it's just a great opportunity. This is what the Park Service does. We react in situations and deal with what we have to deal with given the circumstances. I'd like to recognize a couple other Park Service people. Dr. Lee Welling is here. She's a superintendent from Wind Cave National Park, and my management assistant Rachel Daniels is here with me from Oklahoma, for crying out loud. I don't know. I must have not slept well last night or something. I don't know. I can't talk. I'm gonna lose my notes, so you just bear with me, all right? I'm a mess this morning. That's all right. We'll get through this. The National Park Service has been working on a plan for a new visitor center for a number of years. A development concept plan was started back in 2015, so that's 6 years ago. If you know anything about the Park Service, we don't do anything fast. other than we did put these tents up fast today, so that's good. But you know, the plan has been carefully considered. We've refined it, we've reviewed it. It's been reviewed from, you know, it started at the park level, it went to the regional level, it's been reviewed in Washington at least twice. You know, we've got to the point where we're going to move into preliminary design for the new visitor center. But we can't do these types of projects without these partners. As Jason so eloquently said this morning, and Walter, that it's entities like the Helmsley Charitable Trust and the local partners here that is really going to sort of be the catalyst to actually implement the vision that was set forth in the development concept plan that was started those 6 years ago. In addition to, you know, Walter mentioned the $3.3 million from Helmsley and the National Parks Foundation. There's going to be additional funds from the Badlands National History Association and the Badlands National Conservancy. These dollars will be leveraged with federal dollars. This won't do everything. The federal government has a responsibility. The federal government will step up, and it'll be leveraged with federal money in order to make the vision of this visitor center, and not only the visitor center here, but the whole development concept plan here for the area of the park. We look forward to working with our partners of the Sioux tribe to ensure that the exhibits and the information on the Lakota history and the culture are appropriately and accurately representative. This is their land, and we're stewards of their land for the American people and for all the visitors to come. And we want to make sure that we're respectful of their traditions and their cultures, and that we include them in any of the planning that we do. When we get the visitor center completed, you know, it'll serve as an anchor point for outstanding visitor services, not only for this park, but Badlands is really the sort of the gateway park to a great national park experience. As you go across the state of South Dakota, you hit Mount Rushmore, you got Wind Cave, you got Jewel Cave, you got Devil's Tower in Wyoming, and of course everybody's going to the mothership of Yellowstone, Grand Tetons. But Badlands is really the jumping off park for all these other entities. And by having a world-class visitor center here, we'll be able to show the visitors, you know, what they can expect as they visit other national parks. Just in closing, I'd just like to say thanks again to everybody. Thanks everybody for coming out today. The weather's not the best. Like everybody says, the rain is needed. It's a beautiful day in South Dakota. I'd much rather be here than where I would have been if I wasn't here. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Walter, Jason, Jim, Angela, Sam, Randy. It's you guys that are going to make this all work for us. So thank you, everybody.
Hi there, I'm not quite the speaker these other guys are, but I'm with the Badlands Natural History Association. When they talk about planning starting about 6 years ago, our board of directors have been planning for a new visitor center for probably 25 years. So we've been saving money along the way and going that way. But a little bit about the History Association. We were set up in 1961 when we organized to support the educational and interpretive projects for the park to help the visitor experience when they show up here. And we've been doing, the board members here are all pretty much local. Started with some of our parents were on the board, and it continues on, but our goal along the way for the past 20 years has really been to save money to help whenever the park decided that it is time for a visitor center. We've done that, and we've now, we're going to donate to them $1,800,000 that'll go towards this new visitor center to help with the visitor experience in the Badlands. There's not a better place. So, thank you. Randy, come this way. We'll change places.
Good morning. My name is Randy Seiler. I'm the president of the Badlands National Park Conservancy. Walter, thank you for all you've doing for the park. We're proud to be a part of this process. The Conservancy, approximately 3 years ago, made a decision to reorganize and reinvigorate the Conservancy. There had been other efforts that had been made. Badlands National Park was the largest national park in the United States without a friends group, without a conservancy to help promote and protect and preserve this wonderful place. And so a group of us got together with Mike's help and with the help of a lot of other individuals, made the decision that we were going to move forward and reinvigorate the Conservancy. And I'm proud to state that we're about 3 years downrange. We're still in our infancy. We're starting to raise money. We are trying to build capacity and hire staff. But at this point, it's just a vigilant, dedicated board of directors. And I want to acknowledge 3 of those individuals that are here with me this morning. Craig Pugsley, former state park employee at Custer National Park. Roger Scott, and the infamous and legendary Johnny Brocklesby from Reptile Gardens, who's helping us in our fundraising. So we were meeting about 2 weeks ago as a board of directors, and as I said, we don't have staff, so we do it all. And Mike was there and giving us an update and broke the news that there was going to be this event and that the Helmsley Charitable Trust was involved in this process. And as I said, we hadn't really formally started fundraising yet, but one of our board members stood up and said, this is a rare opportunity for us to do something and to be a part of this partnership and a part of this effort, and committed $50,000 to this effort if we could match that $50,000 by September 13th. So Johnny and Craig and Roger and I made some calls, and I'm proud to announce that we raised the other 50 with the help of a number of individuals on our board of directors and Rick at Wall Drug. And we're honored to present this morning and announce that not only going forward will we be raising additional funds in this effort, standing shoulder to shoulder with the Helmsley Charitable Trust, with the Park Service, with the Oglala Sioux Tribe, with the History Association, and the Conservancy. So I want to present this $100,000 check to the National Park Foundation, along with the Park Service. Bert, thank you for your efforts. Jason, thanks for being here. This is just the start of what we consider is going to be a long and meaningful partnership with the Park Service and the partners that I've mentioned. So thank you for all of you.
Let's step out front. Watch the photo. Step out front. Bert?
So as I said, 2 weeks ago we made this commitment, and with the help of a lot of individuals we're able to do this and raise the $100,000 by today, but it'll only be the first step as part of the Conservancy's participation in this effort. So thank you all.
Good morning. Betu Ashde, friends and relatives. Welcome to the land of the Oceti Shakoi. I'm Angela. I'm the cultural liaison for President Kevin Killer's office at the Oglala Sioux Tribe, and unfortunately he couldn't make it today. So he's sending me with a message that he would like to convey to you. And again, it is a great honor, and thank you for these opportunities to continue our work together, nation to nation. So, I don't know, is this on?
It's on, but it's not working
Okay,
very well.
okay.
So let's just talk loud.
All right. So, President Kevin Killer would like to mention that we are looking to continue our partnership with the Badlands National Park, and we appreciate everything that you're doing for our region. We have historical ties to the area and appreciate the mutual understanding of why stewardship is vital to preserving our way of history. So we look forward in the coming future for the visitors that come through these lands to to see the partnership and the friendship between the Badlands National Park and the Oglala Lakota Sioux tribe and the preservation of our history and our culture and our language. And again, thank you for inviting and including us. Respectfully.
Good morning, everybody. What an incredible day. Despite the weather, it's just an exciting time to be here. First off, I want to acknowledge Superintendent Flom and your incredible team. From the South Dakota Department of Tourism, we can't think of a better team in all of the National Park Service units, Bert, to work with. They are absolutely outstanding. Anytime we need help with anything, whether it be a hosting, anything, they are always there for us. So Mike and team, thank you for all you're doing. Walter and the Helmsley Charitable Trust, I got to tell you, this trust, Walter, has been amazing to this state. Your gifts have been transformational. I want to thank you for this gift, for this visitor center. Not only have you touched so many sectors in this state, but you have also touched the visitor industry as well, and we want to thank you for your outstanding support. I want to leave you with this. On a daily basis, my team is constantly hearing from visitors around the globe, and their interest in Badlands National Park is off the charts. I've got to tell you, over the last 10 years, the excitement and the interest in Badlands National Park has become global, and we are seeing visitors from countries throughout the world and from all 50 states. And we have always said throughout the years, boy, if we could just have a brand new visitor center, or just imagine if. And a world-class park deserves a world-class visitor center, and we are finally getting that. And what excites me most, in addition to this visitor center, is the fact that this is also going to lead to future development for this world-class park that it is so deserving of. Not only to put a spotlight on this natural beauty, to put a spotlight on the beautiful Lakota culture that is right next door. So I want you to know, on behalf of your Department of Tourism, we're going to work our tails off to continue to tell the story of Badlands National Park, to promote it to all corners of this world. Thank you again for all the support that you're giving, not only the department, the state, but this park. And let's look forward to just great and wonderful days ahead. Thank you for being here today.
Okay, well, thank you, Jim. Thank you to all of our speakers and presenters today. And we're going to bring this to a close, but several people have mentioned the incredible nature of this park. And it truly is a world-class park. Stunning scenery, rich variety of wildlife, incredible skyscapes, the largest extent of native mixed grass prairie in our national park system is here. The largest bison in North America are here. The largest bighorn sheep are here. More acres in this park than all the other acres of parks in the Great Plains combined. The largest federal wilderness area in the Great Plains, and you can go on and on. There are only two parks with both the national mammal, the bison, and the most endangered mammal in North America, the black-footed ferret. They're both represented here today with our compatriot from Wind Cave and Lee Welling, the superintendent. But Badlands and Wind Cave are those two parks. The list could go on and on, the superlatives about this incredible park. And then, as has been mentioned, the rich history and culture of our area, and especially the Lakota people. So I want to add my thanks to our team here at Badlands, many of whom are in uniform around the periphery. A few are out of uniform, but it's a hard-working team here at our national park, and we've just experienced one of the busiest summers in recent decades here at the park. So again, thank you all for being here, and we're going to close and say that those of you who are interested in joining us, we're going to have a light networking reception immediately following, and I believe there are some food or beverages set up inside this building. And to the degree possible with COVID, if we're able to congregate back outside, that would be great, but I also understand the weather's a bit inclement. And by the way, I'm taking this weather as a good sign of things to come with growth. And so we need the rain. Thank you. Thanks all for being here, and go enjoy a brief reception.